Good morning, everyone. This is going to be probably a shorter meditation today. As some of you may know, life gets crazy and work can be demanding. And I've got a call that I've got to be on for 2 hours, in about 20 minutes, but I wanted to make sure to get my meditation practice in so that I'm grounded for my activities and that I'm centered. Because when it comes time for work, I need to be engaged with what I'm doing, even if it is emails or phone calls. We have to be present every moment. So let's find a nice, comfortable seat where our back is upright. Let's begin to focus on our breath. You can either close your eyes, or sometimes it's good to focus your eyes on just a still point. We call it drishti. And just kind of focus in on it. And so, as you begin to find your center, we'll take a deep breath in. And then release the breath. We'll take a deep breath in 3 ohms. You know, there's nowhere we can be but here right now. The present moment it's all we got. And we can choose to live ahead when our mind engages in the future, the what ifs, and we play through every scenario of what's possible in our future. And yet, how many times does the thoughts we have actually play out perfectly? How many times does that vision of what comes next reveal itself just as we thought? I'm sure it's possible. But so often we learn that we just don't know. Not until we get there. And what about the worries and the stresses behind us? The things we would change? The thoughts that have already come that we would alter if we could? We'd go back and change it. We'd reassess that situation. We'd correct that sentence we said, or that action we did. But the past is gone. All we have is this moment right here, right now. Just sit in it. Just be with it. And if you come to a point where it's too difficult to sit with, maybe you're preoccupied, your mind says you're hungry, your mind says there's something to do, somewhere to be, sit with that disturbance and really examine it. And the more uncomfortable, the more taxing it becomes in your mind, means the closer you are to breaking through to this very moment. I learned this lesson again and again and again, and it's always so funny. And it really gets to be difficult, and it really gets to be challenging. It turns out I'm so close. I'm right there. And 1 out of 10 times, when I feel completely hopeless, so helpless, that there's nothing I can do to change my future, to alter the past, sometimes I become so perplexed that I have to sit down and I just let it weigh on me. I let that feeling, whatever it is, that moment soak into me. And once we surrender to it, it's almost laughable. It's not so bad. We're right here. The clock keeps ticking, the second keeps passing, and we're always right here. It's so funny to me how we make our lives so complex, so confusing. And the answer's always in the moment. Here it is, and there it goes. Funny how the moment's always on time. We can discover the moment by facing the things we fear, the anxieties and the worries. Once we really get down to the root of it, the very bottom of our problems, we see that it was teaching us all along to be right here, right now. So with that in mind, let's make sure we're present today. Let's be as present as we can in each moment. And when we find that we've gone behind into the past or ahead into the future, simply take a deep breath. Hold it at the top, and then release. And settle back into this moment. We can watch our breath when we're driving. We can watch our breath when we're shopping in a supermarket. And we can even watch our breath when we're listening to someone else. It's so funny, we can have conversations with someone and yet we barely listen. We become so actively engaged in our own thoughts that we're already planning a response before we hear what that person had to say. To be a good listener means that you're fully in the moment. Silence is nothing to be afraid of. It's where all the best breakthroughs come. It's where we learn the most about ourselves. If you're up for an extra challenge today, see if you can completely focus in on the moment at least 5 times today. See what that would be like. See if you can catch yourself when you're thinking too fast ahead or when you're worrying too far behind. catch yourself with the breath. Hold it at the top and release. The moment's always here for all of us. So with that in mind, let's take a deep breath. Our final Om today. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.